Cultus, come here, come closer, come closer. I picked, as Caleb would say, a doozy of a film for tonight. It's Possession. We're going to talk about Possession, 1981, and then we're going to play the Fango crossword puzzle. Let's go.
Yay!
Excellent.
Hi, everyone.
I didn't know what I was getting us into,
Why not?
but I'm happy I did it. I regret nothing with my choice of
Nor should
Possession.
That's right.
1981's Video Nasty.
Video nasty.
Highly banned, controversial Possession. But before that, a few words from our sponsors.
Before that, we get our camera squared away.
We do a little toasty ghosty.
Yeah, the Zoom thing's not gonna work.
We were trying something, okay? We were trying something.
Trying to make it cool for you guys.
Yeah, it's a live goddamn show. Okay, how about let's do a toast to Code Orange popping off everywhere. The season is upon us, and this is the best part of the season, is all the lead up anyway.
That's true. I mean,
Alright.
we do like the lead up getting there.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Cheers.
Should we say cheers?
Code Orange. Chin chin.
Would a 12-second open help anymore with the Zoom or no?
No.
No? Okay.
We just
Look.
what's what's happening?
I don't know what happened to my microphone. It's gone.
Wow, this is what happens when
I
Neil
put
sets
a
up.
lot of work into making sure this camera is set up correctly.
It's true, he does.
I can't do it in 5 seconds or 12
Okay.
seconds.
Good point.
Or 10 seconds or 8 seconds or any seconds.
Gotta add that third.
Everybody here works really goddamn hard. Believe it or not. We really do.
We do.
A lot of
Me
work
too.
goes into this.
Yes.
What goes into the show?
So like and subscribe, sons of bitches!
I mean, just clearing this basement of lesser demons and small ogres is a weekly affair.
Truth.
It is.
If you could only see the security camera.
Oh, we should play that footage for them sometime.
One day.
One day. We'll work up to
when
it.
they're ready for it, yes. So, what's been going on?
What's been going on? Producer Scott's a little scared.
I don't know about this.
What's been going on? Should I say the cat's out of the bag? I don't watch anything anymore, you guys. I don't. Do you want to get serious right now? You want to get real right now? Aunt Sandy went back to school to pursue higher education. It's applause. It's an applause.
Yeah.
And so now I just work all the time, pursue higher education all the time, and I try to watch things when I can. So I am so lost in this. I did watch one thing. I watched Long Legs.
Oh, goody.
Oh, nice.
Long Legs. Cuckoo.
And
And
I loved it.
yeah, he's good.
I know a lot of people have kind of decided that they don't for whatever their reasons are. And I love a divisive movie. I think that's really cool, because it's saying something, right? People love it,
Yes.
people hate it. I think it's important. I love Oz Perkins, been such a huge fan of him. I actually got a little teary because it's like, I'm so proud of him. And like, I've been watching his movies for so long and they've been so small and gradually getting bigger. And I just really think he deserves this. Nick Cage, mwah. Fantastic. Honestly, Hail Satan, the movie was beautiful and absurd and a bit Lynchian, and yeah, I had a good time. I really liked it.
Mark agrees with
And
you.
Yeah.
Even if their marketing was a little bit misleading, I will say it seemed to work because in that theater there was literally ages 7 to 70.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was one of the more diverse horror movies I've seen, like the crowd in a long time, which I thought was so fabulous because people are hearing so much about this movie and they wanted to see it. And that's not to say that all kinds of demographics can't be into horror movies, but you don't usually get a good slice of that.
Right.
So it was really cool. Getting to have the theatrical experience, which you should have because it's a beautifully shot movie, and the sound. So you should go see it in a really good theater.
We agree. We liked it also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
for sure.
and my argument against the misleading like trailers and stuff people were saying is I'm like, wasn't that good? Don't we not want the whole movie
Yeah,
to be
I
in the
mean,
trailer?
yeah.
Don't we want a little bait and switch? Not like in a mean way, like where you think it's gonna be a good movie and it's a bad movie, but like you think that it's gonna be one thing, and oh, maybe I've seen all the parts, but you haven't. I wish that they would make trailers with like almost nothing that's in the actual movie.
Well, but so that's the thing. Like, what else do you need? If you make a trailer that shows everything, then people get mad that it revealed everything in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of prefer this way, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I personally don't even think the trailer showed anything. I mean, they were like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like there were little snippets of
Ciphers. We
here
love a
and there,
cipher.
little ciphers and little things. You knew Nick Cage was going to be a crazy guy.
Right.
It's about the extent, or maybe I was trying to avoid things, but I don't feel like I saw anything.
No, like, and we were like sharing stuff a little bit back and forth of the ciphers and the fun marketing. So
I don't feel like it's the trailer that necessarily missold it. It was the artificial word of mouth. Like people are throwing up in the theaters. It's
They
the
always-
scariest movie
but they-
since The
yeah.
Exorcist. Like the movie is disturbing in many ways. It's not scary. It's
Right.
not throw
No,
up
it's
in
not.
your seat scary.
No,
And so
there's
it's like it
dread.
felt kind of weird for that to be the marketing.
Yeah.
It ended up being a great film anyway. It's just a completely different film than they described.
But how often have we heard that over the years that people threw up and people were crying and all of that?
Just when they come to my house and listen, listen
For-
to me sing.
For spa day. No, we love that. Like when we love that when that's the marketing, that people are crying and throwing up and offended. That's like,
Yep.
ooh, I like it. I like it.
I mean, I definitely was a victim of listening to the hype and going in there with that huge expectation, which is why I need to watch it again,
Yeah.
because I walked out of there going, oh, I thought it was going to be like vile, disgusting, twisted, da 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 da, but it was but it wasn't to that level. But it was, I mean, it was still great. That's why I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I know I will enjoy it even more the second time.
I'll watch it with you.
Okay, as
Watch
soon
that-
as you're free from your prison.
About 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Me? Thank you very much. I've been waiting for you to ask me that. I too have not seen a lot, but I did watch. I've seen Trap. No,
Oh yeah, Trap.
Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
That's been that fun.
I thought the first hour was excellent.
And for us millennials, Josh Hartnett's like, he's kind of a big deal.
He's a guy, huh?
I used to have posters of him on my
Yeah.
wall. I love Josh Hartnett. Yeah.
I met him briefly once. I just got to shake his hand, but
Did you tell him you
Yeah.
had posters of him as well?
I did. And
Was
when
his hair-
That's when he skirled it. Everyone keeps giving him shit about poor guy about his hair. Like he actively
alone.
chose that. You
Yeah.
know?
He can't control his hair to a certain extent.
Word.
No, I am happy for him since his comeback with Penny Dreadful,
Oh,
which was
so
a show
good.
that
So
I
good.
didn't know you watched it, but I know Neil and I watched that back in the
Yeah,
day.
it's great.
And that was excellent.
Excellent
Loved
show.
it. And so
I watched the first season.
and he just genuinely seems like a really nice guy that adjusted well to being a celebrity in that Hollywood system.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which isn't easy to do. So good for him. Go see the movie.
You
God
good?
knows I'm a prima donna.
I know Neil
good?
barely made it out.
You guys would probably hate this, but one of my childhood movies was The Faculty,
Mm.
which is kind of an invasion of the body
Yep.
snatch things. And that had him, and that had Usher, small role, but Usher is in it, and Elijah Wood,
Yeah.
and Clea Duvall, who've all gone on to do like these different things, and other people too. But it's just such a trip because now it's like they're kind of like Usher never really went away, but now he has like a Vegas residency. He did the Super
Did the Super
Bowl,
Bowl, yeah,
and
yeah.
like Josh Hartnett's like in all these things, and I'm like, oh my god, from way back when,
Yeah.
from The Faculty
Well,
to
you know,
this.
but they're also middle-aged adults.
They are
now,
middle-aged
so-
adults now. They're whole ass adults now. Usher did that a few times in the late '90s, early 2000s. He popped into a couple movies
Mm.
and like had small ones. Did that in was it? She saw that. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
I could go on.
And then I also watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and so did a bunch of you. So
A few.
thank you for that. We really appreciate. Neil and I really appreciate that. being
We do.
like that's our bread and butter, if you will.
Yep.
So keep it up.
Go back.
And I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Loved it. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. Me too.
So-
Coming from as a non-superhero movie dude,
Right.
I like who they're all the making fun of
Mm-hmm.
things in there that were added for
Cheeky.
yes cheekiness.
Cheeky monkeys.
Cheeky. It was fun. I recommend as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did a lot of crap over the last couple of weeks.
You've been a busy bitch.
But
Yeah,
I
you
also there's a couple things here that I've been watching and I forgot to mention. I just want to throw them out there real quick. One of them because producer Scott was talking about it, and that was Has Been Hotel.
Oh,
So
okay.
Jennifer and I watched
You
it.
finally watched it?
Went through the
Nice.
season, yeah.
Oh my god.
So that was really awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
See,
it's like it's all
you made producer Scott so goddamn happy, and I thank you
I can't
because
believe you didn't tell me.
he needs people to talk about this.
Yes,
with.
we can watch it. So or talk about it.
I would
mean,
watch it
but-
again in a heartbeat for sure.
Okay.
Whereas I'm of the opinion of Caleb's teenager, who I love so much, of just felt like they were trying too hard. Sorry, Macy and I are on the same wavelength. on
She
that
says
one.
after
Wow.
less than half of an episode
Oh, yeah, I
and
know.
less than half of
I
the
know,
first
and one of my
song.
beloveds is in that show.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I'm so surprised.
I'd watch a supercut of just him.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
I thought it was
it was fun.
irreverent and
Yeah.
love the music and
Exactly.
Did Jen like it?
She did, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, when the fact that she would go back and keep watching it says a lot because
right.
that woman is picky. But
oh.
yeah, I think she likes musicals like I do. But
Somebody saw Midsommar for the first time.
oh, cool.
Oh,
Ooh.
you never forget your first time with Midsommar.
Oh.
Fabulous movie. Ari Aster. He's an angel person.
No, Tommy loves it as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Has
Has
Been
Been.
Hotel. Excuse
Has
me.
Been.
Oh, Has Been
Tommy
Hotel.
loves it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, go check it out. It's on what?
Prime.
Prime. Okay. The only thing I would say about it is it takes me about 5 minutes to get my eyes adjusted to. There's a lot of
It is visually busy.
yes,
It
busy.
Is, it
Because
really
nothing
is
is symmetrical. Like
Yeah.
everything's drawn all. So you like get
It's like
to kind of
Picasso.
get.
So I'll tell you what it is. It's very detailed backgrounds that
Oh.
have no blurring to them whatsoever.
Okay.
So it all since it's animated, it looks like it's all like kind of one
Okay.
plane.
I gotcha.
It took me a couple episodes to figure out what it was that it was so jarring, and that's what
Okay.
it is.
Good to know. Another film is. Did you guys heard the one Fingernails with Jesse Buckley?
No.
Okay, it's on the one Caleb. It's on the stage. The service that Caleb does not recognize, Apple Plus, but it's
I don't recognize it either.
Say again. What's that?
exactly. Who?
We don't have it.
So-
We don't recognize it.
So it's what drew me to it was that for the trailer of it they used the song "Only You" by Yaz, which if Scott wants to just pull it up for a second, you guys will probably recognize it. "Only You" by Yaz. But it's one of those '80s songs that kind of like you go, oh, that's cool. But
I'm waiting.
no,
No.
he's not gonna do it.
I'm not getting the
You
stream.
just want to get it shut down, even
He-
3 seconds.
Why don't you sing it?
I won't do it any justice.
A little, hum a few bars.
I can't. It busts me.
No.
Anyway,
Grab the keyboard.
the movie.
Yeah, grab the keyboard and
The
play it.
movie is basically it's set now, but it's like in another now, probably skewed a little off this path that we're on.
Different.
And people
timeline.
are very, for some reason, involved in wanting to know if they're compatible or not. And the way to get the test is you have to remove a fingernail, and your companion has to, and then they put them into this machine that will say, yes, you're compatible, or only one of you is compatible, but it's this whole weird thing. But they it's just kind of funny because they don't like they just like rip it out. Like they don't do any like, oh, it's surgical procedure. You just go to this like clinic where they go, okay, let's see if you guys are compatible. Rip, and then put the fingernails in this thing. It's a weird film, but it's actually pretty good. I would recommend. And it's Jessie Buckley. I think she's awesome.
It's just
So
Buckley.
she's the gal from Men, the actress from Men.
Love her. Yes.
So
Can I just
yeah,
live life and take a gamble and not sacrifice a fingernail?
there was almost like there was a reason that
Because I'm getting Eternal Sunshine vibes a little.
Yeah,
You know?
yes,
Yeah. In a
yes,
good way. In a
yes.
good way. Yeah.
I would say that's a very good thing to talk about there. I was in LA last weekend. I went to an Amazon Fresh. Have you guys ever been to an Amazon Fresh store?
No, I'm
You
not
know
even
what
sure.
Amazon
No, I
Fresh
don't know what
is?
it
Okay.
is.
So
Isn't
it's
that
a-
just Whole Foods?
it's a grocery store, but the cart you have to actually log into the cart with your Amazon account, your Amazon Prime account, and then you wheel this like freaking cart around, and then you take the product you want and you scan it on your cart, and it recognizes it, and you drop it in, and then it goes, okay, you just put in yogurt, 32 ounces, blah blah blah, and you go through and you do that. You put all these things in your scan, put it in, and then when you are done, you just walk out over this mat, and it goes, here's your charge. You agree? Yes, and then you just walk out. Like it charges it to Prime. You don't got to do anything else.
What if you want to put something back?
Right. So it's bizarre, right? 'Cause that's what I did. I'm like, wait, I don't want that. I take it out, and the cart's like, you just removed something.
Yeah.
Was it this or this? And I guess it uses like weight to kind of figure out what you removed, and you pick what it
It
is.
uses its magic eyeballs.
Yes.
What it uses.
So it's weird. It's kind of weird.
Wow.
It's pretty weird. So
But I kind of like it.
it's
I kind of like
It's kind of nice not having to wait in line after you finally
Yeah.
have all your, or like
Yeah.
picking like, ooh, that line looks good, and then like,
Yeah.
but you chose poorly, and
yeah.
that
But it's
something
also-
doesn't scan, or they have
Yeah.
coupons that aren't working.
But it's
or-
also
so
a
kinda
little.
cool.
But it's like also a little freaky deaky.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's on one hand, it's like this is interesting. I see like Jetsons coming out of this, but at
Yeah.
the same time, you're like, am I ready to
Yeah, but
make this
like
happen?
But I love the goddamn
25
convenience.
years from now, kids will be like, Mom, Dad, did you used to wait in line to pay for your groceries?
Did you used to eat food?
Yeah.
You just didn't input some gel into your trachea tube or whatever. Anyway, no, that was weird. It was just
That's cool.
bizarre.
Right
Well, we had our first one of us to use it.
There you go, Amazon Fresh.
Baby's first fresh.
And then
You did some other things.
yes, thank you. While I was in LA, I'm gonna say one of the main reasons I was there was to watch a 50th anniversary screening of Blazing Saddles with Mel Brooks in attendance. So I actually got
Crazy.
to be in the
Cool.
same room with Mel Brooks, which, if you know me, I am a huge Mel Brooks fan. I love the man. It was a thrill and honor, and to watch that movie and then to see him there telling stories for about an hour.
Ooh, that's a long time.
98 years old, but he is still got it. He's awesome.
Still really sharp and
Yeah, no, sharp, and the guy would ask questions, and I mean, he was just boom there with the jokes, and I mean, it was
Wow.
amazing. Honestly, for me, it was just an absolute amazing. Like being in the same room with Mel Brooks is like taking a bite out of a chocolate chip cookie. A gooey chocolate chip cookie that's removed from the oven.
It's like taking a bite of Mel Brooks.
There's that too.
It's like on his face.
Think of something that makes you feel all warm and cuddly,
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. So it was so cool. I mean, he told so many great stories about him and Alfred Hitchcock when he was making High Anxiety, and how he and Alfred Hitchcock hung out for a little while. And
Cute.
like, this is a great story, and I'm gonna tell it to you, even though I know time is a thing. But
Time doesn't exist in this
Time
big
is a
thing.
thing.
Time is
it is a construct. But they were out to dinner at one of Alfred Hitchcock's favorite place, and Alfred Hitchcock would order apparently the same thing, because he would just say, they would say, your usual Mr. Hitchcock, and he would say yes, and they brought out like a salad and a steak and the soup and like a sundae. It was some kind of sundae with a cherry on it, and Alfred would sit there and he would just eat the entire thing, like every time. And Mel like had like he's like, but of course Mel's telling this story. He's like, I just had a gefilte fish, or whatever he said.
Right.
But and then like they were like thinking like, okay, he's done, and then he goes, I'm still a little peckish, and so he said one more.
One more round?
One more round. So the guys came out and they brought him in a whole other setting.
Holy
A
shit.
whole other setting, except for the sundae. They didn't bring the sundae, but he had a whole other steak and a whole other salad, the whole thing. But anyway, it was just these awesome stories about this. I mean, just pure movie history. That it's just it was so
he's
wonderful.
seen it all. He's been there for like most of it.
He has. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I
it
love
was-
that Alfred Hitchcock was peckish.
Peckish.
Like
That-
a bird.
and that was the exact word.
Yeah.
He's like Alfred Hitchcock used the word peckish.
I love that word.
So
Wow.
anyway,
Wow.
it was good. It was awesome. It was
I'm
a
so happy for you.
fabulous night. Thank you. Yeah, I was texting these guys with like all the pictures.
Oh,
like
I had. 'cause
I'm
we had to
getting
see it.
close.
We had to see it. We had to see it.
Yep. Oh, and then
Big deal.
this is a side note, but sitting in front of me was Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele. He was like sitting like right in front of me.
I
So-
would have like.
I didn't get a pop. I didn't.
It's one too many.
Sweep.
Sweep up that name you
Okay.
dropped. I would have
But-
like leaned over and like smelled him,
No. That would have been a little weird, but no.
and then I would have passed him a note that said, "You're so funny.
Yes.
And I love you.
I know, believe me, I was sitting there waiting for him. I was hoping he actually left halfway through Mel's thing, because I was hoping to be like, oh, hey, Ron, or do like some bit from one of the show, but I didn't get
Aw.
the chance.
That's cool. I bet there was probably a lot of famous people there. And
I bet
but
there.
you were just too focused on Mel.
Yeah, there was. You could hear all around me. People were like talking about industry stuff. I could just hear it everywhere. I wrote this, or I directed that, or I haven't seen him since this year.
There was a lot of sweeping.
Right.
So there was a
I've
lot
been
of people.
talking to Paramount, and
Mm,
they
Yes.
said they're getting back to me. So
Exactly. Our podcast suddenly sprouted up in the Netherlands. We
Oh.
suddenly jumped to number 61 in the Netherlands as far as popularity
Yay.
of
gosh,
podcasts.
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Netherlands.
I'm assuming it's all Amsterdam because they're all too stoned to know what they're listening to.
Oh, that's
So-
just a
Wow,
myth. But
wow.
you know,
No? Okay.
I've always been a
Wow,
fan
bye,
of you,
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
I know, right? Every time, Neil.
I know,
Every
I know.
time.
Netherlands, listen to me. Listen to the sound of my voice. I've always been a fan of you. Your history, amazing, beautiful history in that country. Netherlands, stay.
Hey.
Yeah, please
Don't
stay.
leave.
Your art, I love it.
Your art, oh my god, their
beautiful.
art.
Architecture.
It's a beautiful place. Amsterdam, Rotterdam.
Goddamn.
That one gets it. They like that.
Sorry, Amsterdam.
They like that joke. They like that
I'm
joke.
sorry.
They like that. I can guarantee you they like
Yes,
that.
they like that.
Yeah.
They know. And it was in stereo. All right, and then finally, don't forget cult film series August 15th. It's a Shelley Duvall double feature of Popeye and Roxanne.
You don't have to turn on the red.
That's right.
Sad.
Finally, did you guys know that we have merchandise in our store?
What?
Merchandise.
Lies.
And again,
Pillows?
Caleb keeps it secret from us about where
All right,
you
are
can
you
get
guys
it.
ready?
Do
Are
it.
you ready? I'm going to share this. Only you guys. All right.
Okay,
You ready?
Okay.
ready.
Sorry, guys. Scott didn't want you to have it. No merch
That
for
was
you.
silly. That was so silly.
All right.
It'll be in the description below.
it's
You
in
can
the-
go below.
Click below.
You know it already. You're fans with it.
And
you know.
maybe,
You're
just
friends.
maybe, we've been threatening it, but maybe there'll be some new stuff coming soon.
You were threatening it.
Oh my god, producer Scott, it's just
It wasn't on purpose. That's what makes it funny for me.
you
I
guys,
think he's a little.
little punchy.
Producer Scott drove all night
Punch.
He's happy
just
to be home.
with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
He's happy.
Jake does make us all happy because he's
True,
the best kitty
true.
cat.
All right. Are we ready to talk about?
Randy?
We put it off as long as we
For
as long as we could.
A Fragrance for Men from Paco Rabanne. No, this is actually from Andrzej Zalewski. I'm so sorry, I didn't look up how to pronounce that. He wrote and directed it. 1981's Possession, starring Sam Neill. Probably the youngest I've ever seen Sam Neill.
Yeah,
Um,
possibly. Yeah,
Every movie we watch, he just gets younger and younger.
and weirder and weirder.
During a secretive business trip away, Mark learns that his wife Anna is growing restless in what we believed was their happy marriage. Upon his return home, he learns from her that she wants a divorce. Yeah, I'm reading a couple different scenarios. That's pretty good. Like if you want to go in pretty blind, that's about what I knew. A woman starts exhibiting increasingly disturbing behavior, suspicions, sinister, so on and so forth. Starring Sam Neill as Mark and Isabel Adjani as Anna. I hadn't seen, I don't think I've seen her in anything before. So that was really exciting. She's still alive, she's still with us, so Sam Neill, which is really cool. So I picked this movie for a couple of reasons. One, Neil had seen it and told me to watch it, and I hadn't gotten like quite around to it yet. But
Like 2 years ago.
it was not 2 years ago. It was like 6 months ago.
You did it.
I
You
did it. But he told me to watch it, and then he was like, we had both been talking about it as a pick for a while, and I told him, I was like, I'm gonna pull plug and do it. I liked the poster, specifically the UK poster, which I think is the one they have on Shudder, where it's like the blue with the red and the lady and the thing. And I knew that it was obviously somehow involving possession, and I knew that it was kind of like a more intense movie, is what I'd heard. Take a drink of water every time we say intense in this episode, because this is what's happening, family. I had no idea what we were in for. And so then I went down a rabbit hole and I learned it was a video nasty and that it was banned and is so controversial. And then we found out just recently there are folks in the works to do a remake of this. They're like in final talks. I think it's Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't remember for director, but Robert R. Pats wants to, I assume, be in it. And Sam Neill role. So we were like, okay, well, if it's gonna come out with a remake, then we definitely have to do the original at some point and give people time to like digest it. Holy shit, this movie. Self-harm and domestic violence.
Mhm.
We don't usually give a little trigger warning, but I sure was surprised when I saw some things. So first of all, I have to say that I loved it. I loved the whole ride we were on, and then when it was done, I had to like sit for a minute and think about if I still loved it with the ending, and I did. I just needed a little time. I needed like 5 minutes to put my thoughts together. Amazing shots in this movie, cool blue color palette for a lot of it. It's like, so gorgeous, and these performances from the two leads are stunning, like stunning performances, absolutely amazing. And then I learned that it was not exactly ethical how the director got them to feel that way. It was, I believe Sam Neill said, abusive. It was that era of filmmaking where it doesn't matter about ethics, that just the director had their vision and they want what they want. So that was kind of like a oops, sorry when I learned that. But hey, what can you do? I wouldn't call this like, this isn't gonna be a comfort movie for me, because when they yell at each other, it makes me really sad. And Bob, I was so worried for Bob throughout this whole movie, but it's an absolutely gorgeous movie, and I would watch it again and again and again with people, because you just have to experience this one. Yeah.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Good on you for only taking 5 minutes to like ponder, because I mean, I'm still 24 hours later still going like, what the like, I recognize, it's one of those movies that has meaning and or dual meanings, and like a Jacob's Ladder or a Zardoz or I get that. It's just something about the execution, and maybe I just wasn't like giving it the attention that this film needs,
Yeah.
because it really does. You can't be
On your phone.
on your phone or
Yeah.
even just getting up, grabbing a snack or anything like, oh, I'll just let it run and, keep an eye on it.
Let me just grab a pickle real quick.
Because there were some things that Neil and I were talking about later on that I just felt like disjointed to me, whereas like
Not specifics.
not but
Go
just
preach it.
it's what we do. You have this rule, but
You've used the rule too.
I what?
You've used the rule too about not talking about the film.
Have I? Okay.
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna need proof. No. There are some things that just can't be quiet about. I'm sorry, And again, not specifically. We're not even talking about like what our thoughts are, but yeah, this is.
Did you like it?
I don't know.
You don't know how you
I
feel.
didn't dislike it. How's that?
He's conflicted.
No, I'm fine with conflicted, but
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a certain acting
Yeah.
style that during time periods that everyone seems to be okay with. And this movie is the period of a lot of like big eyes and heavy breathing and and
That's definitely part of it.
I don't know that like sits well with me really.
Okay.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
Thoughts.
Thoughts and prayers.
I okay, yeah. So this is my second time watching it. I don't pretend to understand this movie
I bet you
or-
do better than you think.
or I mean, I believe there are multiple
It
ways you
could
can look
be,
at it,
yeah.
and I don't know what the. I can't say. I think the director meant this, and yet I saw this. I just feel like there's certain things. Some people probably really feel very strongly. This
Yeah.
is what it was about.
Right.
this is what he meant by this, and I could see other people saying, no way, I think it meant this, or so it's one of those films where I don't know what is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why I like having a conversation about it.
Yeah,
because
no,
Yeah, you talk about how
you
you
will probably
feel.
enlighten me on some parts, because I have questions. Like,
We all have
what did
questions.
this mean? Or what do we think that meant? Or whatever. But
Well, and especially since you've seen it twice, you may even have, like I said, I bet you know more than you think, and you might have caught some things.
And I
'cause
think
there
it
was-
means all those things. I don't
Yeah.
think there's just one.
right.
Well, and isn't that
And I will say the director was going through a divorce. Well,
Yeah.
like a painful divorce.
really bad divorce?
Okay.
So there's that right off the bat. There's
Divorce
like,
is a theme.
Is
yeah.
it a movie about divorce?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not a happy movie.
No. It
A
is not.
happy film.
No.
But
This
you
isn't,
know, I like to pick an intense movie
Right.
on the
something you're
Cult
putting
Show.
on for a pick-me-up.
Speaking of intense, the movie starts out intense. The movie is one of those, it's not wasting a lot of time on setting it up. We jump right in to this couple. Sam Neill's Mark gets out of the car. Anne is there. He's just gotten back. He's basically a spy, and he's just gotten back from like a job. And and immediately like they're talking about divorce.
Yeah.
And
Well, he's leaving the spy agency
right, this is like his last job or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get a big
and gets
payout.
back, and she's leaving
Yeah.
the family.
Right.
He wants out of it. This was like always planned to be his last job, it seemed, and now he's like, well, I definitely need to spend time with my family. They have a young son named Bob. Unfortunate name for a child, but Bob is really cute, and he has like a weird little British accent with like his like Australian dad, French mom, and they live in Germany, so he's British, right? It just all makes
Of course.
it all makes sense.
And they live like right there on the border of East and West
The
Berlin.
wall
Like the
is
wall is
right
like
there.
right
You
can
there.
see it.
The wall is featured very heavily in the whole
They
film.
show the wall, they show the guards on the
guards,
wall,
yeah.
which is I think really cool.
I think it's
like,
cool.
It's a cool
Yeah.
way to capture that history in that time,
Yeah.
you know?
And you know that those are real guards
Yes.
on the East that they're
Yeah.
filming.
Those aren't actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So put a pin in that because we're going to come back to that later. So, oh my God, I have so many notes.
Yeah.
But we're going
I
to
have a full page.
that's a lot of notes for you.
How about his 70s luggage? When he
Oh
says
my
that.
God, yes.
They didn't have
Back
roller
when you had
bags
to
yet.
carry
Yes.
everything.
It was
And
all
he's like-
soft.
And he's like trying to have a fight with her and carry all his luggage at the
Yeah.
same time. So we know that they're this couple and the relationship is dissolving. He's a spy that wants out. He comes home one time after talking to the spy people, and Anna isn't home. She's not there. I actually said out loud on my couch, why doesn't he just call her cell phone? Because I'm a silly goose.
Mommy, Daddy, did you used to go to the store and pay for your
Groceries? Yeah.
in line?
So he is a spy, right? So he starts digging, and he starts digging for clues, and he finds that she's had a relationship with a man named Heinrich. He even begs her friend, who he doesn't like and doesn't like him, Marge, who's going to come up later, for help. So that's sad. Immediately, we're like, oh, this is sad.
Yes.
Because
absolutely,
she had
immediately.
said earlier that she wasn't cheating on him, but she is.
Right.
So they have this gorgeously shot fight in a cafe. And they both are trading these just vicious barbs with each other.
Right.
And he's saying like how he doesn't want to see his kid anymore. Like he's not doing well.
Right.
And the entire kitchen staff has to come out and tackle him.
Yeah, because he's getting pretty
like
animated.
throwing
He's throwing
shit.
stuff. And is this where she's finally admitting everything? That
Yeah.
she slept with him, that she's
Yeah.
no longer in
Is he
love
better
with
than
him.
me?
Is he better? Yeah.
Yeah.
All those feelings of inadequacy, and you're absolutely
Then we go through Mark's 3 weeks of anguish, which he doesn't even know.
in a second.
Yeah, because he's just lost. He's so lost.
So I'm wondering, like, was he addicted to something here? Like he was detoxing, whether it's from
so again, that's
the
thing.
relationship
You
or
know, there's a
from-
time jump because he's got like
Yeah.
3 weeks.
a beard or
Yeah.
whatever. but then he starts shaking and vomiting and
Yeah.
and
There
Sweats
are
and you're like,
Yeah.
the sweats. And,
there are bottles around in the background. The apartment's really turned into a huge mess. So wherever he's at, so because he's not in the apartment, he's like in a hotel room or something.
Right.
So I think he was drinking for that time, but I think it's what we're more looking at as the depression and the anguish and the what's happening to my life. He goes home and baby Bob's been alone.
for
we
3
don't-
weeks.
We don't know
that
how
was my note.
Yeah.
We know he's covered in jelly.
He's
Yeah.
getting nothing jam for sure. And he's all dirty. And it's so sad. But now I think Mark kind of is like, oh shit. I gotta get my
Yeah, I got it.
Right.
life
Time
I
to
gotta
step up.
suck it up
yeah. And it comes back.
with groceries.
And another intense fight.
Yeah.
Food is
I
there's
think.
a lot of food in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught that.
Oh yeah.
Nutrition, sustenance,
Mhm.
things happening. And like Mark's not looking great, but Anna's also not looking great. She's starting to look more disheveled as like we've seen her these different times. There's a great jump from when he's like in the bed and then the phone rings and he's out of the bed, and it's like the night has happened, but it happens really fast. It's so good. There's a lot, like, again, these beautifully shot scenes and constructed scenes like that. Spoiler alert, sometimes that's how I feel like I sleep, like I close my eyes and then it's like my alarm going off.
Was the
That's-
phone call? Is this when Heinrich says she's staying with me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that phone call?
And because Anna's gone again.
Right.
And-
She's with me and she'll stay with me, was what the message says.
Right. And I was like, my God, just stay with your kid, sir. Like, somebody just watch after the fucking child. And he takes Bob to school, and the teacher looks like Anna.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't really catch that, but okay.
Okay. She has lighter
I
hair.
read about it later and different color eyes,
yeah. But it's her.
yeah, that was recognizable to you? That,
Yes,
Oh
extremely.
yeah,
Wow,
absolutely.
Jeez, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Were you high?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, the only difference was she had green eyes versus blue,
Mhm.
which I know is hard for you to see the color thing,
Yeah.
but I mean, her hair may have been like a
Little bit
smidge
lighter,
different, but
yeah.
otherwise, yeah, it was.
Sorry.
That's what. No, it's okay.
I mean, that
but
might
that might help a little bit.
that might help a little
Or
bit.
am I
yeah.
confusing more for you?
And like Anna always wears blue,
Maybe
and the
it's time to
teacher
get
always
my
wears white.
prescription,
yeah.
my eye
Yeah.
prescription checked.
I get these little peepers checked. Get these horns
Yeah, no, I mean
checked.
he's that's why he's like, what is this, a joke when he's like
Yeah.
grabbing her when he first sees her?
No, again,
Does
I
he
just
think-
thought it was just this movie's already weird,
Oh, okay.
so
Oh.
why the fuck not? Why wouldn't he grab this new person that he's never met before?
Oh. So-
aren't I the fucking idiot?
So then we get a really good scene, which is fucking crazy, is the Heinrich
The Heinrich confrontation. I
confrontation
love that.
thing.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Walk us through it, Neil.
Okay, that was fun.
that was cool.
Walk us
Great.
through. Who is
First of all,
Heinrich?
he's like open shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
All
a
in
he's a
white?
what's that?
Is he all in white at this point, or is that later?
I think it might have
Can't
been
That might be
remember.
later.
Yeah.
I feel like he was wearing like some of those like really tight pants with that like almost like he was
Low.
playing a piano or something. But and he's like off now from working a late night, and his
Yeah.
shirt's kind of hanging
And
open.
in actuality, he's a drug
Yeah.
dealer.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
That lives with his mom.
little mom, but,
More like his mom lives with him. Yeah.
but he's very charismatic.
Mhm.
And he's very frank. Like he's not like mean about anything. He's just like, this is the way it is now.
Right.
Anna's with me.
And he loves life.
He
And
loves
that's the
he
Yes.
loves life because he's high all the time.
Right.
And no, well, I mean, he's trying to have this like progressive conversation with him. We
Right.
don't have to hate each other. And like, his whole thing is like, Anna loves me and I love Anna because I don't try to own Anna. And kind
Right.
of like, and so he's very touchy. He's
He is
Oh,
very,
like very
touchy.
just close.
Yeah,
But
he's a close talker, and he's just touching
Yeah.
him. And so you can imagine how if you were Mark, you would feel like, is everybody taking fucking
Right.
crazy pills?
who's
Like,
hurt already and sad and
yes.
angry, and
And this
now this guy's like,
coming in being like, yeah, I've been fucking your wife.
Yeah.
Like, and like, why aren't you cool with this? And like, I mean, I would feel like, so what is real right now?
Yeah.
And so then
so they try to,
they tussle a little, but
but it doesn't go. So,
yeah,
Because-
not for
Well,
Mark.
Heinrich goes full Krav Maga on his ass.
yep, I got Heinrich is a Karate Kid. He basically just does a perfect.
he sweeps the
He
leg.
does this big, wah, and he kind of, and he like,
Yeah.
wah, resets himself, and I mean, it's quite nice.
Well, he's from a country where they have to be in like the military, so he's like, I have moves.
Right.
I know you're like a spy, but I don't know that they teach you these moves in spy school. And there's just some great close-ups, like extremely close-ups, and then they get this great chase down the stairs. And that's him and Anna. And that's mostly him and Anna. And then Anna causes a fucking crash with the car that was carrying the other cars.
Yes. When she goes running away, runs in front of the truck.
Yes.
Yes. That was like interesting. I mean, it didn't serve a purpose other than
Chaos.
chaos. She creates chaos, I guess.
She creates chaos. And then Marge shows up, and she's like, I said, oh, the infamous Marge.
In a cast on her leg.
on her foot.
Yeah.
Always complaining about, I had to do this, paid a
Had to
fortune to
run
get here,
Yeah.
had to leave son at home, or son has my car, just,
At least she cares about Bob. I'll give her that.
yeah.
She seems to show up
I mean,
for
she
Bob.
shows up, but
Yeah.
Speaking of showing up, then disheveled Anna shows up again because, and look, I am not by any means on Mark's side or Anna's side here,
Yeah.
but and there's actually a part where he kind of talks to us about this, where it's like, why do you keep coming back? Like, I mean, because he really wants her back. He doesn't want this to end, and he tries to do the like, fine, go. Sometimes,
Right,
people
yeah.
do in fights, but it's
Yeah.
like, he really doesn't want this divorce,
But-
and so he's feeling probably very manipulated.
But what's funny though is like no matter what he's doing, like he could be doing whatever somewhere. The minute she walks in, it is immediately escalates to a fight.
Absolutely.
Like it just immediately escalates, yelling and screaming, and
right.
she's just like, why? I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
I skipped something. He
Okay.
goes to a private detective. Goes to a private eye. Hires a private eye to follow her. And did you notice that when he's in the office with the private eye, he's like swirling in the chair
Yes.
a lot?
Yes.
And when he was in the rocker, he like rocks in the chair a lot.
I do that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's almost like this, like, no.
I'm doing it right now.
No, it's like, you guys saw it. It's like like more than one would normally do in a conversation, especially when he's in the chair and he's got like really wide eyes.
Oh, right.
But it's like he just always has like all this like anxious energy that he's like, I just gotta get out.
I like to call out that the rocking chair that they had in their apartment
Yes.
was a staple among 70s rocking chairs.
Oh, yeah.
It is that wooden one that
Mhm.
had the curvature
Right.
underneath. That's that like, what do you call that? Like a lattice or whatever the hell they call that backing, that was
I think it's rattan.
rattan.
Yeah.
Thank you. But that was an extremely popular chair
Absolutely.
back in the day. My
Yeah.
mother, I remember, had one.
Sure.
Did
my
she
parents
rock and
did.
make crazy
Yeah.
fucking eyes in it?
For my mother, hell yeah. That's what you call my mom.
Oh, you had to do it in that
My
chair.
mom was crazy eyes.
So that was, and then Marge came over. He and Marge have a cuddle, which is kind of okay.
Yeah, that was weird. Again.
It was almost like she was kind of like throwing it out there, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
and he was like, "I'm not picking it up." What
right.
you're laying
But he like
down."
puts a blanket on her when she comes home and she's sleeping
yeah,
later on. Like
yeah.
he's not a horrible guy. It doesn't seem like he's just like, I don't know. He like everyone in this movie, they're extreme for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this movie, I guess it's like, it's very hard to be like, who's good, who's bad, what is good, what is
Well,
evil. That's a whole theme.
Everyone in
the
this
movie.
film, if
Yeah.
you realize,
Yeah.
there are no what we're gonna call quote unquote normal
Base.
people
Right.
base. Right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing.
Maybe
Everyone.
Bob.
Maybe Bob. Okay. Maybe Bob.
But
Maybe
that's just
Bob.
the innocence of youth because he's
Right.
the only kid in the.
I mean, even the teacher, she's
A little all over
she's not. I mean, she'll get in bed with it quickly just to listen to Bob, make sure he doesn't scream in the middle of the
She
night.
never
But
asked anything.
but
she's-
doesn't care if he shows up late.
right.
She's very accepting.
Cleans his house for him.
So this is where
How about the fight you're getting towards?
this is where things get real, you guys. You thought all these other fights were intense. We're not even going into the details of these fights and the vitriol and the just confusion and the anguish and the pain of these fights. Like, it is hard to put into words what these actors are portraying, and it's so good and it's so intense.
Right.
So disheveled Anna, and now is a good time to use an electric knife and a grinder, apparently.
By the way, our second movie in a row with an electric knife.
Yeah, that's
Electric
true.
knife mishaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But
But
again, food,
Food.
because she's grinded up, cutting meat into chunks and then grinding it.
Which
in
is
a-
unnerving. You're
in
waiting
a
for
meat
something.
grinder.
Yes.
And the way
Right?
she's doing it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Her hand's
like
very close.
really putting
Yeah.
her hand in that grinder.
and she's not really paying attention because she's kind of
Because
having a talk with him, but
yeah.
also kind of dissociating. What happens?
So something bad's going to happen. And
What did you expect it to be?
know.
This?
Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
She like cuts her neck, her own neck.
Cuts her own neck with the meat.
Dirty
carve.
meat
Right.
knife.
The meat knife.
With a dirty ass meat knife.
And then, but then
And
of
he
course,
grabs it from her,
And he does it.
but then he does it to his jacket.
Well, he
right?
gets his
Yeah,
flesh,
and then his
yeah.
arm.
Well, and when you look at it later, you can see it's the whole arm's bleeding.
yeah.
So
I mean, first he patches her up. He
Yes.
puts a patch on her neck,
He
and
takes care of her.
and then he goes in, sits down very nonchalant, and he just goes on his own arm.
and it's like, what?
But he's got a calm face, and then later on, he said, or she says, it didn't even hurt, right? Or I don't feel it, or there's
Something
something
like-
about it not.
Okay.
I think that's. I mean, I don't know if he's just. I mean, they're like kind of like spiritually and emotionally cutting and stabbing and whatnot, and so then it's like when they do the literal thing, it's like it's not even as painful as the pain they're causing one another, like, right? And
Sure.
he says, and it's like actually really heartbreaking, he says, "You're my whole family," and it's like, ugh,
And she said just earlier that he discussed her,
yeah.
basically.
Mhm.
So it's like, again, we're all just not knowing how to feel. Big feelings, everybody. So Anna goes to get groceries, and she's
Again,
being
with the
followed.
food.
Yeah. And she's being followed not very subtly.
No, this guy's pretty funny.
Best PI ever. Running down the street after her.
Yeah. And he's on the train when she is, and there's a guy that steals a banana.
The
and she-
banana guy is pretty funny.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wide open train car.
Yeah.
Nobody else on it. And she sits down right next to him.
It's almost like
And
she's
he
not.
just reaches into the bag, takes
Yeah.
a banana, peels it, and starts eating it.
I think there's like times where she just like is not even in her body, right? Like her mind's elsewhere, and it's like she's just piloting the machine.
That could be.
Maybe.
Because we'll find
She's
out
got a
later
lot, she's got a
why.
lot going on.
She does.
Um,
But that guy following her, she goes to the new apartment, right?
she has this kind of crash apartment that
Right,
she lives
yeah.
And then
Which is also right by the wall.
it is right by the wall.
at. Yeah.
I mean, that wall actually separates right down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
That used to be.
Yeah.
But,
But both places are, which is
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
But
more
Detective
on that later.
dude follows her in, doing he's very manneristic, I guess. in
Everybody
his
is.
movements.
Yeah. And like he does this ruse to get in, and he's like checking the windows and stuff, and he gets to so the whole apartment's kind of dilapidated.
Mhm.
And then he gets to a room that she kind of was like, "Don't go in there."
No.
Oh no.
It's like, no, I gotta check the windows.
And there
She
is-
warned him.
She warned him because she doesn't
Truth.
want us. And there's a moving starry slime.
Right.
Moving though.
Yes.
yeah,
Undulating
On the wall.
on the wall.
sure.
She,
then
she kills him. She kills the man.
But
She
don't we
takes-
see some tentacles at this point?
I think there's some bits, some flibbity
There's
bits.
some bits, and remember, the guy has a gun,
Yes.
and then she gets the gun somehow. I don't remember how.
She stabs him with the.
With the
Oh, is that
bottle.
what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
She
like,
breaks a bottle, stabs him with it.
Oh, that's
Go-
right. She gets him in the
and
throat
then-
a couple times.
and
That's
it's
it.
like, it's so great because it's really awkward.
That's right.
Like how, somebody who's not a murderer would probably do it, and like just super, super awkward and slow. It's like, it's very effective because you're
No,
like,
it's really good.
yeah, because you're like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, but she has to protect her slime creature.
Right. It's a
Right.
little
This is an hour in, by the way. So, for you horror fans out there, you might be going like, "What the fuck?"
Now that's not true. Don't paint horror fans with that broad brush. A lot of us love a slow burn.
Mark Vision's truth is you're correct, Mark, that it's pretty empty, that apartment. Not a lot in there.
Not a lot in
Yeah.
there. And the paper's like peeling. She has like she's scrubbing. She's like trying to clean. She talks about later trying to clean it and
Yeah.
stuff, but I don't know, my man. So the teacher who looks like Anna shows up at the apartment, and Mark's like, "You can finish bathing my kid while I get the door," which I thought was kind of like, I mean, I don't know how much you like a teacher. I don't think you hand off the kid bathing to him. That's not.
Why not?
Yeah, but again,
It's not
she's
good.
like the counterpoint to
Mhm.
Anna, which I saw that. I may not have recognized that they looked the same.
But you got that she was the stand-in.
But I got that, she was the more agreeable, would do whatever he asked her
Right.
to do without fighting or.
True. That is true.
Yeah. So Heinrich shows up, and he's very twirly
It's quite truly.
because he's sad and he's depressed and he's on drugs.
That's I got the WTF is up with Heinrich. It's like he's all, yeah, he's being quite. All of a sudden, he's the needy one,
And
Like,
he's
the
sad
one.
because he can't get.
Yes.
He doesn't know where Anna
Right,
is, and
right.
Yeah, the shoes on the other foot.
Exactly.
The
Right.
turntables have turned on Heinrich.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he has, like, I'll always have my first family, they'll always be my first family in Cincinnati.
Right.
He has a wife and a kid, and he just fucks off all over Europe. And he misses Anna. And so Mark kind of like fucks with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Get us a little bit back.
And I know you wrote it down.
Right here.
They have a great line exchange.
They do right here.
Say it.
I think you should say it.
I'll say the first one.
Okay.
Heinrich says, "There's nothing to fear except God, whatever that means to you."
And Sam Neill, close up camera, says, "For me, God is a disease." You're like,
That
damn.
was good. And that seems to make sense to Heinrich. He's kind of like, right though.
when you're high.
When you're high, you're high. Not only will this teacher bathe your child, she'll clean your
Right,
kitchen.
starts cleaning. I don't know.
So poor Bob is starting to have episodes, and he has one when the teacher's there, funny enough.
Right.
Where after nap time at school, he cries and screams, and he does that while the teacher's there in bed with Mark, but they're not doing anything.
No, they're just they're in a day
naked, though,
together.
right?
They're naked.
They're naked,
Yeah.
which is interesting, and
Which
Yeah.
is, you know,
and we know the teacher.
I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool relationship personally, but that's just me.
So
If your teachers are, I don't know. We didn't have teachers like that when we were, at least when I was in school.
Speak for yourself.
So,
No,
you had them. Good
no,
for you.
we did not have teachers like that.
Uh,
But let's not be gross.
yeah, it's... Anyway, now we got a missing detective. That's a problem. And the guy,
The rocking detective, right? Calls.
yeah, now he's nervous because it turns out that they're a couple, him
Yeah.
and the other
You know,
guy.
large couple, yeah.
I know, so that's like, oh shit. So now he goes to the apartment, and she's kind of like, yeah, I had a feeling you'd be around. The creature.
We see more of Squidward at this point, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Squidward's attractive.
So the guy's like, "What the?" And then all of a sudden, Anna just like screams and freaks out and starts beating the dude. That's what happens. And then grabs his gun and pops him a couple.
And everybody's shooting.
Yes.
And then the creature makes these sounds. They makes these like slicky sounds.
It's what happens when you're covered in ooze. I
I
think.
had subtitles on and they used a word, and I swore that I would remember the word, but I don't remember now. But it was like slurping.
Yeah, it's gross.
Someone's drinking oysters.
Right.
Slurp.
Um,
So at this point,
yes.
I get just a little bit. I start kind of going, this is a little like a Hellraiser thing here. People are coming over.
I had that thought too when
Yeah,
people were
and
coming over.
we gotta
and,
feed
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Right.
We gotta feed it. And that is kind of like what you're picking up. Because it's starting, I think around now, it's starting to change its shape a little bit.
Yes, becoming
Yeah.
more of a solid.
So he gets a video. Well, it's like, isn't it like a reel of film?
It's a reel of film.
Reel of film.
It's like 8mm film or something.
And because he had mentioned that Anna used to have a job, and apparently she taught ballet, is what she did. And Heinrich's like filming this.
Hmm.
And she kind of was a brutal ballet teacher.
Kind of like you at PT,
I was just gonna say that's what the guy was like with my arm on Tuesday.
except with a really young girl's leg.
Right.
Like your leg is supposed to go up and back behind your head, right? That's how it works.
That's how ballet works.
Right. Yeah.
That's how ballet is. So Heinrich was filming, right? But she starts breaking the fourth wall, talking to him
Right.
as the cameraman. And she goes on a rant about faith and chance and evil, and there's the two sisters. And she just is very at war with herself. So I don't know exactly when this was filmed, like,
Mhm.
but it was starting, the fissures were starting a while back. Let's put
Okay.
it that way, right?
Okay. Yep. I'll take that.
Anna shows up and she's unhinged, and it's like she's trying to get out of her skin, and she's breaking fourth walls again, which is really cool. And she goes and grunts at a Jesus.
That was interesting.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
the feet of Jesus, and like just what were those? Grunts, mews.
I think they were pleased for help almost.
You think so? Okay.
Ooh, I like
okay.
that.
I mean, it was almost like
Yeah.
she was more like,
Like I don't like that. I recognize
You
that
know.
something is wrong. Please help me.
yeah, without, yeah. 'cause they
but
were-
but she's also scared, maybe.
Mhm.
Kind of like
Something, yes.
kind of scared animal sounds.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she can't outwardly say it, maybe, but it's almost like she's
Yeah.
like there, yeah, like a primordial, you know.
Oh my
Okay.
god, so much of this movie, primal.
Yeah, primal, yeah.
Primal and intense. Good word. So, this is where we get to the subway station scene, which is apparently a very famous scene from this
Right.
movie. She's laughing maniacally, and then she has this brilliant, beautiful breakdown. And it goes on for a long time.
Yes.
And again, you have to remember that this is an actor, and she's channeling this thing, and it's like, this is the part of the movie where I was like, okay, like you get these performances from these two people, these probably once in a lifetime, once in a career performances from these two actors. They're just amazing, and you can see why other actors and other directors and other people be like, I want a piece of this. They're like, I want to remake this. I want that, like what they have and what they're doing. But it's like, and again, I don't care if there's remakes. Your original will always be there. Long time ago, I decided to let remakes go. I just let them go out into the universe. And it's fine. You can like it, you cannot like it. You can like your original and both, or neither. I don't give a fuck. It's fine. But I would rather see people make original IP. And I kind of was like, I want them to make like the movie they want to make, where it's all like intense and primal and brutal. But why does it have to be the same?
Right.
Same film.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
No.
Neil, walk us through this breakdown.
Oh, great. Thanks. Walk you through. I mean, it's bizarre and bewildering. Yeah, I mean,
You can't look away though.
no, be having done some stage acting, right? Where I came from, and I had a director, a teacher
Mhm.
who would make us do really wacko dumb shit that I didn't to warm up as an actor that I never felt helped me.
An actor prepares.
You know, I could
Yes.
see the process that she probably must have gone through just to get ready for this. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
I don't know if the director was just there screaming at her. I don't know if she was allowed to prepare any way she needed to. I have no
Right.
idea.
How did?
Because
Yeah.
to get into the frantic state that she was in to maintain this, what seemed like a 5 minute, it probably wasn't. It's probably like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I don't know.
Felt long, though.
But
Yeah.
it
yeah, and
felt,
she's
it felt
just
long.
she's convulsing and she's screaming and she's hitting the walls and rolling on the ground and rolling in milk. She's smashing the
'cause
wall. And,
yeah.
you know, I mean, it's just, and it's, I mean, it's,
But then, like, the milk's
And
also
then-
kind of coming out of her too, and
Yeah.
like where it looks like some sort of pussy
Yes.
milk,
Yeah,
disgusting.
and then she starts
blood.
like, birthing blood and slime.
And you're like, oh my god.
yeah. I mean, it's coming out from, down here.
Yeah,
and then
because at
down-
first I was like, wait, is that coming from out of her?
right.
Now, here's the thing. I was reading about that scene afterwards.
Yeah.
And it said that she was recounting to Mark a traumatic
Well, she was on the-
miscarriage.
Yeah, she says that she
That she had.
miscarried Sister Faith, is what she tells him.
Again, did not I just thought there was this weird jump cut, and then the next thing you know, they're what are they laying in bed together, or they're just
Yeah, and he's begging her
talking
to
calmly,
stay.
like and again, I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? What's going on here?
Yeah. So she had been talking about that faith and chance and stuff earlier. And so now she's miscarried Sister Faith.
Okay. See, I must have gotten up to grab some pickles out of the fridge or
You
something.
went for a pickle break.
Like, grab the pickle at the wrong time.
You know what? I think we could all use a little levity. Running through the house with a pickle in my mouth saying, just misbehaving.
No.
Gemstones.
Oh, sorry.
I
I have a pickle at Yodel's over there.
You know, and I'm not kidding. I eat a lot of pickles. Sorry, so
Since
I
it's the
probably
relevant
was
thing.
getting up to grab some pickles out of the fridge.
I wasn't just making this up, people. So it gives Heinrich a weird call and the address.
Yeah. Yes.
Teacher still might be interested in Mark.
Yeah?
It seems like that door's
Oh.
not totally closed.
No?
I can't
She's kinda
tell.
flirty.
She's expressionless enough that you can't really tell exactly what she's thinking.
Hard to get a solid read on
See,
her.
Yes.
that's why I didn't recognize her, because her eyes weren't this big and she
Ah.
wasn't jerking all over the place.
So Heinrich shows up at the apartment and he is being really weird and creepy and pushy and gross.
Right.
And as I said here, I'm like, feed him, Seymour. Feed him to Audrey in there.
Audrey.
Sure enough,
Yes.
I got my wish.
But it was no, but it wasn't
No.
then.
Oh, right.
She
you're right.
stabs
No.
him.
She stabs. Oh, she picking
See,
at him.
this is when
Yeah.
he's wearing all white.
Yes.
This is where, yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
white shirt,
You're
white
right.
pants, white
Why did I think he
shoes.
gets eaten? He does get, he gets
And
hurt.
she's like flick,
Yeah.
flick,
Stab.
and then gives him
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big one on
Yeah.
the side somewhere.
Right,
or
come right in
whatever.
there.
And he runs down the stairs to his motorcycle. He reaches inside the case on the bike, and he pulls out a white jacket. It was just an all white day.
Yeah, he's like, better cover up this blood with my white jacket.
I mean, essentially, it was the late 70s. Maybe they're filming this.
Yeah,
Disco was still a thing, especially in in the West Berlin area.
And when you're Heinrich and you're
That's right.
dealing drugs and
Exactly.
you're like
So
doing all that. So
So he calls Mark again.
he saw the body parts in the fridge.
he did.
Yes.
And he saw the creature and it was looking a lot more humanoid at that
Yes.
point.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Two
he-
creatures, yeah? There's kind of two. Isn't there two? There's one on the bed. Yes, there's one on. Isn't there two? Is there two?
I
There's
just
only
thought. I
one.
thought there was one.
I couldn't tell if they were one or two.
It's probably just more tentacles, more Squidward.
You're right.
I think it was growing on the wall at one point, and then as it became more.
It slurped.
He's a big
Yeah.
boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He got
He's
to
a
be
big
in
boy.
the bed.
Yeah.
But
I get to be in the big boy bed. So Mark.
Right.
Yeah.
So Heinrich calls Mark.
It's like, you're right. Come to the bar. Come get me. We have to do something about
Right.
this. Or as he
But
says,
does he go to the lair first, or does he go to the bar first?
He goes to the lair first.
Okay.
Because he goes there and he finds the fridge with the
Right. So
stuff in it.
he too
Right.
sees the body parts.
And he
Yep.
turns the gas on the stove.
Yep.
Right.
Okay,
And he also finds the gun at this point too, right?
he must.
Or does he get it from Heinrich later? Anyway, irrelevant. At some point, he gets a gun.
Irrelevant.
But-
he formulates a plan, though.
Yes.
he does. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
He's like, all right, I got it. I'm going to set this place on fire. I'm going to go down and find
You know what this
Heinrich.
movie needed right then, though?
Hmm.
A montage,
A montage.
of him setting the trap.
Fuck. Didn't get it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So he goes and he mocks Heinrich in the bathroom of this bar. And Heinrich says this.
Heinrich's hiding in there.
Yes, he is. And he's
Like
all
the
scared.
dude all in white with blood
Right.
Yeah.
coming out of him.
And like he's kind of like, we need to like do something and all of this. And he says he wants his harmony restored. Oh my God.
He goes, look, Mark, that woman is crazy. We have to do something.
But he also
like
he also
Heinrich's in the
said
room.
he also tells Mark, I know you have money. You need to send me someplace so I can get my harmony restored.
Right.
Yes. And it's like,
The
again,
balls on this
the
guy.
fucking audacity of a Heinrich, right? So Mark is like, I'm gonna fix this.
He goes to the trash and grabs a shoe and a feather.
Yeah. To make himself throw up.
It's like very MacGyver.
He shoves the shoe in the toilet to clog it. And then he tickles his throat with his trash feather. Like,
to throw
what the
up.
fuck?
Okay,
To
remember
throw
he-
up so that there's vomit in there?
Yes. Now you have to remember he did go to spy school, and this is before DNA was very popular. So he's like, I've done this one before.
I've framed a death or two
Yeah,
in
and they
my
named
lifetime.
this one the Heinrich after he pulled this one off.
We all know it's the
just
feather.
the trash feather, though.
I know. Like, why not
You
your
gotta
finger?
Stick that in your mouth. I know.
Would a
right?
feather even do
Why do you
anything?
need a
Be
feather?
wet, be a
Tickle,
wet
tickle,
feather.
tickle, tickle.
Ticky ticky.
I'm gonna get your uvula.
But I guess they wanted to really show it. So he stages it. He pours the drugs everywhere.
And then he bashes him on the head,
Bashing
right?
the
And
head,
then, like,
yeah.
shoves his head in the toilet.
But it makes it look
and-
like maybe he
Yeah.
hit his head because he's drunk and.
Or a drug deal go wrong. It could be anything.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is it's brilliant.
It's kind of smart. I wouldn't go as far as say brilliant, but it's like.
I mean, the thing we
somewhere.
forget through this entire film is that Mark is involved in espionage.
Yeah, that's what
Right?
I'm saying. But it's spy school.
But I'm right, but I'm saying we forget. I forget it the entire film because
okay.
all it is freaking him screaming and her screaming at him. And,
Everyone's screaming
yeah.
and they hit each other.
right.
They brutally
They
beat the
do hit
shit
each
out of
other,
each
yeah.
other
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So you forget that he theoretically has training. Maybe not.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Maybe
combat.
not maybe not hand to
Right.
hand combat.
Not the way
but,
that Heinrich kicked his
Not
ass. You're
crowd.
right.
but he can
Like,
stage a crime.
Yeah.
He can stage a.
If you want a crime,
Like he will go to some country and stage a coup and make
There you go.
But
Right.
someone else is doing the
If
dirty
he has a
rapping.
problem, he'll
he'll
solve
solve
it.
it.
By Mark revolves it.
So now he goes back to the apartment and he blows it up.
Blows it the fuck up.
So now there's no evidence, I guess, is what he's doing. He's trying to cover tracks. And there's a lady out on the street and she screams, God's light avenge them, giving it out clean and getting it back dirty. Ooh. Ooh.
So does he blow it up before he sees them together? I can't remember. now.
Yes. Like, well, so we haven't seen Anna in a while at this
Right.
point.
yeah.
But he goes back in and you hear her the voice of the moaning and
Oh,
everything.
that's later.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, because he goes back home, and I said, "Oh shit, Marge is down." Marge is down, and Anna's there now, and she says, "Do you believe in God? It's in me,"
Mm.
and she seems euphoric. So now she's kind of put it out there. She's possessed
Yes. Right.
because people go through mentee B's, as the kids call them now, little mental breakdowns. People have issues, people have these things, and we don't generally jump to possession. You know, like that's kind of something maybe we used to do, but nowadays we're like, that's probably not
Mm.
it. And you know, these things happen. couples get divorced, but there's actually more to it than that. She literally is possessed, and at some point she convinced herself that it was God, probably to make it through, right? That she's
Okay.
like, I gotta, she doesn't want to be possessed by something evil, she wants to be possessed by something good, right? So she thinks this is a good time for coitus with her estranged husband. Anna had to kill Marge because she thought that she was trying to take God away from her.
Hmm.
And this is where Mark harkens back to a creepy ass thing he said earlier about a dog dying under the porch.
Right. All right.
Which we skipped that because it was too dark. And he says that's God for him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He said the
at
dog.
this point, I have no idea what's
He
going
wanted
on.
to so
The dog. He made a mention about how the dog whimpered just as it died, basically.
Right, like it saw something.
Right.
That
Exactly.
and so he's now officially chasing the high of death and seeing God. And he's not even the one possessed.
Okay.
They hatch a plan. No montage, but they hatch a plan. We gotta dispose of Marge.
Right. Right.
Isn't before that? Isn't that where he walks in and
Well,
sees the
This
two
is part of the
them?
plan.
Oh,
So we gotta dispose of Marge. You're gonna go to Marge's apartment and lay low.
Okay.
Then we get on the weird call with Heinrich's mother.
Right.
And he's like flicking the lights on and off.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
That was cool.
And the mom's like, where's Heinrich's soul? Where's the soul?
Yeah,
Mm.
because she says she knows he died,
Yes.
But where's his soul?
but where's his soul? His soul's missing.
Of course it is in this film. So Bob is gonna go stay with the teacher while he carries out his caper. Mark goes to Anna, and this is where she's getting down with the demon,
Okay.
With Squidward. Yeah.
Squidward.
Or Cthulhu.
It's a little Thule.
Cthulhu.
And it's kind of like charcuterie. And
This is
he
your yeah. Go
he
ahead.
looks more human, but still bits.
Yeah,
He's
still got some.
He has a tail.
He's got a tail. Yes.
And some appendages holding
Yeah.
on to her, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to Heinrich's mom, and they have a talk. And she talks about, like, well, he's my son, and I love him, and I love the people he loves. And
And she says, like, I know he hurt you, but I'm always gonna side with my son,
Right.
yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah. She takes some drugs and she lies down because she doesn't want to live without him.
Yeah.
Yep. She's like, I'm not going to be a problem for you anymore.
Right.
So it's like, it's kind of codependent.
Yeah.
It's kind of, the movie's about breaking up and being apart. She'd
Yeah.
rather not be alive than be without her person.
Her Heinrich broke up with her.
Yeah, her Heinrich broke up with her. And now the spy network wants him back.
Right.
Oh, the Pink Sock Gang.
Pink sock guy.
And they don't even care what the fuck he's been doing.
No, they just want him back. His replacement isn't working.
No. It's like, I think they literally even say to him, like, a few dead bodies, it's fine. It's
Right.
Yeah.
fine.
We do this all the time.
We
Please.
Yeah. He's that good of a, well, we've seen his handiwork.
We have seen it. And so in the very beginning, they mentioned about a guy he's supposed to be following or was following or whatever it was had
Yeah.
pink socks.
It was a
Like
deal.
this guy with pink socks.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then at the end, this guy who's trying to get him back to the agency, whatever it was,
Have pink
is
socks.
wearing pink socks.
Yeah.
So you're like, that's what I'm like.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like, this doesn't make sense.
Well,
And
I
also,
think
when he
it
walked
does
out
make
of that
sense.
first
Okay.
meeting,
Yeah.
he has a briefcase full of money.
Money. Yeah, because the guy with pink socks gave him a
What was-
briefcase full of
What
money.
was that?
He paid him off.
Okay.
The guy with the pink socks, because he said, like, because he was they were kind of doing like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, I went out of this. You're not going to turn me in. Here's some money. Kick rocks.
So you're saying the guy with pink socks was a double agent?
Yes.
But he wasn't hiding the pink socks. He was in that meeting.
But
full
it doesn't
pink.
matter. They're not looking for him.
Okay. All right.
He's a
Yeah.
double agent, double,
Imagine my
Okay.
double.
confusion.
Okay, get it.
Put a pin in that.
Okay.
So Mark sabotages the meeting with the spy people, and he causes a shootout, and he crashes a motorcycle, and he's like fucking Rasputin at this point.
He goes nuts at that point.
The taxi he gets in the car and puts a gun to the taxi
Yeah.
driver's head and said, "You see that police car? Crash into it." The guy says, "All right, hold
Yeah.
on."
Don't threaten me with a good time. And then he takes off running.
Like chaos, like that one quick turn, sudden chaos. You crash the police car, shootout, cars blow up,
Right.
Oh, like boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
boom.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then Mark takes the motorcycle and crashes as he's driving. When he gets to where the
And
hell
then
he's
he gets
going,
shot.
and he gets shot. Yes.
Oh, he's so shot. He's so shot up.
Yeah.
And then he goes to die on a staircase, like you do, a winding staircase, because
Yeah.
there's kind of, there's this thing with all the winding and winding and the spiraling, and the mind is spiraling, and I was like, I just like where we're doing this. And Anna shows up, but she's looking pretty good
Not bad.
for how disheveled she's been lately.
Right. And
She's got a new man.
her new man's looking pretty good too.
Her new man's her old man.
Oddly enough, looks like Mark, just with dark eyes.
Dark
Okay.
eyes, little
I
dark
caught
hair.
I'm
that.
about to say. Okay. I'm about to say. Does Caleb? You think Caleb's gonna know that this other guy looks like Mark?
Like, different colored eye. Who the fuck
Oh.
is this guy?
Oh, hi, Mark. And he's got dark eyes, dark hair, and he's wearing dark clothes.
Yeah.
And so, but she wanted him to see him. And then the authorities come in and they shoot Anna and Mark.
No, they shoot
some more.
Mark. Anna shoots her.
Well, I thought she got a couple.
She got hit also.
She got hit a
Yeah.
few
She got
times.
hit as well.
But to seal the deal, she
It
puts
wasn't
a knife.
a
She puts
fatal wound.
Yeah, to seal
Right.
it, she puts a gun to her back, pulls it, and they die together, and they kiss, and
And not Mark says, "So hard to live with it, eh, brother?"
Right. And then Mark
What
actually
is-
tosses
what is
himself
it?
off the.
right. Mark actually throws himself over the stairs.
Yeah.
The double's unscathed, and he gets a bystander. He like works his emoji magic on her to help him escape.
Yeah.
We go back to the teacher. Bob doesn't want to open the door. There's a knock at the door. And he decides to go hide under the water because that's kind of like his thing. He likes to go
He
underwater.
takes a lot of baths in this movie.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now, first of all, it's, he's saying
Don't open the door.
right. I'm trying to. There's something else. Okay. Yeah. But he's saying like, don't open. Is that what it is? Like
Yeah.
over and over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, don't open. And then do you hear the sounds of the bombs yet?
Yeah. Now the bombs start to go off
Mhm.
outside.
Right.
And Dark Mark, as I call him, is cat-like
Outside the door.
clawing at the door. And the teacher seems rather at peace.
Yeah.
Is she? Okay.
I would
Kinda,
say
kind of
her
like, why wouldn't I open the door?
Yeah,
You
but
know?
she does turn away from him, and the bombs are falling, and
You don't
even
see him,
as-
just hear him.
you just hear him. And even as the credits roll, we start to get this melancholy piano and the bombs.
Okay. So
The kid jumps into the tub
yeah.
and drowns himself.
that's what I thought. I thought he drowned.
believe,
himself.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he knows that it's all over.
What are the bombs?
I think it's one of those dual meanings about what this movie is all about.
I think the bombs could be two things.
Okay.
I think it could be, now that we've got kind of this demon harbinger thing in the world, that it could be like the end of the world.
Okay.
It could also be normal war things,
Because this is
war
like
things.
East-West Germany,
Yeah,
height of the Cold War.
yeah. That it could be
Um,
like there was a battle going
mhm.
on.
Yeah.
But there's no. They don't allude to any hostilities growing to that
No,
point.
no,
It's
they
just
don't.
very
None.
sudden. I'd rather go for it's the end of the world thing.
Yeah. And so, which
But-
is like, it's interpretive, and it's obviously deliberate how he keeps the sounds going, because I mean, their world's over. So
And we now know why Bob's name is Bob.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that.
oh, that's sad for Bob.
It's okay, it's just a movie.
It's not. He was a CGI Bob. So Here's where I'm at
Okay.
as I sit and I dissect the duality,
Mm-hmm.
division. Two is where is like a big theme because we have the East and West Germany thing
Right.
going on. Literally the wall and figuratively the wall between the couple
Right.
on their two sides. They both end up with basically the same person they had before, but in their eyes, this is the better, more idealized version of their partner.
Right. The teacher
Yeah.
doesn't.
She cleans and she's
right.
yeah.
Takes care
and
of
then,
the kid.
And then the mark, like,
It's like a
is-
magic mark.
yeah.
Um, and-
Strong like
Strong
bull.
bull,
So it's like it's like you make a copy and it's like division and like I feel like I've got my murder board and I'm like putting my little pins everywhere, but it's division and dissolving. And you have your couple, but then they just pick another person who's exactly like the same as the other person, basically, but an idealized version. And chaos.
Okay.
It's hard to put into words, this movie.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, you only needed 5 minutes to sit with it.
Well,
'cause
to decide if I
was
liked,
like,
I needed
darn.
5 minutes to decide if I liked the ending,
All right.
and I decided I did because it's kind of a wild ride. The
Yeah.
whole movie's
It's
just
very
a
wild.
ride.
I mean, it took us almost an hour to talk about it. So
So much going on.
that's a lot for us.
This is
What?
true.
So, would do you like it?
Oh no, I do. I do like it. It's I will not watch it as a comfort film by any means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, because the yelling is I
No,
don't like
it's,
the
there's
yelling.
nothing comforting about the movie. I mean, it's it's a hard watch.
But I'd watch it again, like if a friend was like,
So
"I really want to watch that with
Mm.
somebody," I'd watch
yeah,
it again.
I'd
Right.
be like, you go do you, friend.
Yeah. Divorces are hard. Breakups
They
are
are,
hard.
and that's the other thing. There's a lot of things in it that if you've been through a breakup, you kind of recognize, like,
Yeah.
those suck.
And it doesn't even have to be something supernatural. Sometimes you just break
Yeah.
up and it's ugly.
So do you think there is a literal Squidward then, or
I think it's
that
literal.
a-
Yeah,
you think so?
I do.
Oh.
I think the possession's real. I think the Squidward's real. All of that. But
Okay. See, I think I would probably be on the other side of that and think
Think
it's
it's-
all mental.
in their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so would you say then if she didn't have that miscarriage, would that have been like the Damien? You know, that she would
Oh,
then
Jesus, who knows?
be bringing forth the
That's a really good point. I thought it was more like that. What'd she call it? Sister who's it's? And what's its galore? Sister Christian?
yeah.
Sister Faith. Well, I mean, I think
Ah.
it was just that she lost faith in God, maybe, because then she got this possessed slimy god.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay.
So I think it was
Okay.
more
Okay.
emblematic of that,
that,
Yeah.
of
okay.
losing the old her.
That's interesting.
Yeah, with this movie, there's no hill I'm gonna die on. Like,
Absolutely
I like
not.
all of them, you know.
Right.
And I would love to hear anybody's interpretation of it too, and like what they got out of it, because it's so intense. By the way, if you want to be a filmmaker, don't abuse your actors. My God.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that this director never had the same female actor working with him ever again.
Sus.
You know.
I
This was his only English movie, too. Only movie in
Mm,
English.
interesting. I would wonder what Sam Neill's and Isabella Johnny's relationship is with each other now. Like after the
Right.
film,
Mm.
like you know what I mean? I'm just kind of curious because there was some very intimate things together in regards to the arguing and the fighting and the physicality
Right.
and what they were doing.
And it's like, can they still be around each other? Are they trauma bonded?
Exactly. Is it
Yeah.
like, I mean, can they commiserate together, or is it like we can't ever see each other again because of
Yeah,
this?
I didn't
In-
see anything about
in the
it.
same-
I'm just
like-
curious.
In the same interview or whatever, when he was talking about how, he called it abuse and just the intensity of all of it, and that, he would like, he thinks it's like one of like his best roles, but he'd like, never go through it again and stuff. And he said, like, there was at one point, I think it was the part where he has to hit her, like he's like, I've never hit anybody in my life, and
Mm.
can't we just like cut this or fake it or something? And she was like, we have to do it. And I almost imagine it was like they went into this like they were in this insular like boot camp like sort of thing, you know. They were all a bit possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Hell
see
of
it.
a movie. Watch it.
Different era, different time. They made shit differently back then.
You know
that's
what
for
we
sure.
need? We need a puzzle.
Let's do a puzzle. Cleanse our palate.
Let's wait. So this crossword this week is, of course, from our good friends at Fangoria.
Yeah.
We're doing the newest puzzle that they just released today
Ooh.
for us, which is, it's a theme basically of, we all have our favorite horror directors, but these are the films they did that were not horror. Your favorite
What?
directors went out and did something that wasn't horror.
Non-horror
These
films.
are
Okay.
those titles.
Lord, I need a bubbly water for this.
We figured Cale will have a chance this time.
Maybe, yeah.
Hit us.
So, all right, producer Scott, we hand you the mic.
Alrighty. So first is One Across. It is Rose Glass's second swing.
Saltburn.
No,
No.
It's a lot more letters than
Oh,
that.
A Promising Young Woman.
no, that's different. different
It's a lot
different
less
director.
letters than that.
I love her.
Rose did your favorite,
Saint Maud. And so then she just did one.
Yep, I know this too.
I know.
It didn't come out that long ago.
No, it did not.
I'm tired.
Did we see it?
Yes.
It's we saw that one film together that was more tongue in cheek. With we had the suitcase from the movie.
That was
That we gave out?
Runaway Dolls? Drive Away Dolls.
Okay, but it wasn't that one, but it came out around the same time. Kristen Stewart was in it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Love Lies Bleeding.
There you go. I think that's it.
Which I really want to see, by the way.
Me too.
And
That
they
fits.
just put it on Max. So.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Good job.
Whew, we got there.
Yay.
Sorry, Rose Glass. Sorry, everybody that I love that I named her on
I
movie.
know. Well,
I love you.
it took all three of us to get there.
Do you know what possession took it out of us,
It
man?
takes a village.
All right, 2 down, starting with E. Early Hooper Experiment.
Experiment.
Early Hooper experiment.
Wow.
Ooh. I mean, we all love Toby Hooper,
We do love our Toby.
Yeah.
but I'm
is
definitely
this
more familiar
before-
with his.
But yeah, it must be
horror.
before.
Saw?
Can we go to the other one across so we can see if it helps us at all?
3 o'clock. 3 across
3
is
o'clock.
Romero Does Camelot.
We know that one. Even Scott knows that one.
Night Riders.
Knight Riders.
Yay, Night
So-
Night
Riders.
Riders, Night Riders.
So the third letter of 2 down is G.
So that could be like England.
Jeez.
Englander?
We get no other help.
Is that a Hooper? I mean,
Uh,
80.
like I know there's like
Eight, yeah,
eight,
eight. England, enlightened, no, engaged, engorged.
we might have to come back to that after and
Oh, that's a toughie.
pull up letter by letter or something.
that's interesting. E-R.
Yeah.
E-R. It's not enough letters, not a scrod.
Can you guys believe that Night Riders was just in this puzzle right now? Because I don't even think that anybody else knows that movie
telling you,
exists.
we are
Creating
it
the
back.
fabric.
yeah,
We're making reality.
we're altering the sim.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
We have too
4
much
down,
power.
It's
starting with D,
Scary.
is Carpenter in Space.
Dark Star.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
Which leads us
It's
to
worth it.
6 across.
It's Dan O'Bannon. We love Dan O'Bannon.
Sorry. I forgot there's chatter between the two.
Sorry,
of
go
them.
ahead.
Yeah, we're having some fun here. It's called banter.
6 across. Second letter is R. Sam Raimi Slapstick.
Oh,
I don't know.
what was the second? They did that movie.
Spider-Man.
No,
Like, it's not Spooderman.
Spider-Man 2.
what was it called?
Darkman.
Mm,
Slapstick.
The second letter is an R.
no, it's.
Pranksters.
What was the movie he
But
did?
it's
he
not a
did
horror
after
movie.
Evil Dead.
You would have too.
After that,
Army of
or in between
Darkness?
that, or it was him and
I'm blanking.
Wow.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, let's move on because we might get it
Yeah.
with another one.
I think there is a correct answer for 2 down in the chat. Do you want to know it now, or do you want to come back to
Let's
it?
come back to it.
Okay.
How about the other one down? The end of the Raimi.
At the end of the Raimi.
At the end of the rainbow.
So 5 down.
Well,
Todd Browning,
there's
Crime
one.
Gang.
Todd Browning? Jesus. So this is like from the 30s?
Crime Gang?
Gang, I think, right?
Gang. Yes.
The Crime Gang.
I know all there is to know about the Crime Gang.
You and Heinrich. I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
this is
I don't know my Todd Browning
Okay.
well enough.
me neither.
Let's just go to the other end of the
Please.
The rainbow.
James Wan, jeez, gets wet.
Aquaman.
James Wan did Aquaman.
They did the first one.
He did,
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more interested in watching that now.
No, don't.
No, you're. It's still what you think it is.
Oh, I also picked a long movie this week, you guys. I didn't know it was 2 hours.
2 hours.
9 across. Second letter is a U. Craven goes to Harlem.
Oh yeah, with Meryl Streep, right?
Strip.
I'm serious.
What's it about?
I'm getting there.
Who else was
Music of the Heart. Oh, that hurt.
Is that like a teacher does good movie?
Yeah, basically.
She goes in and is a white savior to some kids?
Yeah, Music of the Heart.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
It's done.
Sorry about you smell that.
I smell some grease burning.
10 across.
I've never seen it, actually,
starts with an M. Cronies androgynous drama.
Crony. Oh, Crony. Androgynous
These are hard.
drama.
These are hard.
Christ almighty.
I know.
Starts with an M.
Yes.
Meme.
Marmoset. Pygmy marmoset.
Shit. Okay, I need to think of all his movies.
Nah.
Start with M's. What's the one we just saw last 2 years ago?
It wasn't
That starts with an M.
We
I
just saw
know.
it 2 years ago.
Scott's favorite movie that whole year.
I know.
Oh,
Of the
Crimes of the
last
Future.
10 years.
yeah,
no.
that's not. No, that's
No,
not.
that doesn't work.
That wasn't androgynous.
Yeah, no, I was
No.
just trying to think of his movies.
It's
I mean, aside from like The
androgynous
Fly,
drama.
Shivers.
I mean, we like crony horror, but we clearly don't know all our crony.
Not Crash, obviously.
I want to pick Crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
just really upset some people.
How about another letter?
Okay, so 7 down should help.
Okay.
James Whale Song and Dance.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, now we're
Now
talking.
we're in 30s?
I know, we're still in the 30s. Now we're up from Dracula to Frankenstein. James Whale. Musical? Damn.
Fuck.
Who is James Whale?
He directed Frankenstein.
Yeah. Okay, can we get
And I think Bride of Frankenstein.
a letter?
Pat?
The third from last is an O. I mean, can you not see this very well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
I think I figured out that Sam Raimi one.
We can see. Okay, let's go back to that.
Yeah, I can't make this any.
It's okay. We can see it.
That's okay, we can see it okay.
We're just not doing well.
It's
Some pain.
You just had it.
is it Crime Wave? Is that like their third movie? His third movie?
Does it work? Crime Wave?
It works.
It's-
Fits. If it fits,
There you
it
go.
sits.
Take it. Good job,
I
Caleb.
figured you would know that, Neil.
No, I'm sorry, man.
Wow.
If it's not horror, I mean,
But it was Sam Raimi.
I know. I'm disappointed in myself also. I'm also upset about.
and Bruce Campbell too.
Well, of course.
For that matter alone,
So what's like another
Okay.
question?
So we don't know the We don't know the 7 down, which is James Whale Song and Dance. Okay, we can do 10 across.
With
That was just
Cronenberg.
10, which yeah,
We're
I'm
stuck
sorry.
Fuck.
You're gonna have to start making
Some tough
Oh
choices.
my gosh.
now. Okay, how about I want to see letters of Cronenberg. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Reveal
Okay.
a letter.
Oh, I actually know what the Cronenberg one is.
Do you?
Yes.
Give us one letter first.
M.
Wait,
No.
funny.
The next letter,
That's
please.
literally the word the first word in the title.
M. He did a Madame Butterfly thing,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
Oh.
M. Butterfly. That's right.
I didn't know
Oh.
Thank
he
you,
did
Scott.
I didn't know he did that. Is it good?
Wow.
Has anybody seen it? Is it
I
good?
have not seen it.
that.
Okay, so now 7 down ends with a T, and there's an O third from last. James Whale Song and Dance.
Can we have the first letter?
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
You want the first letter?
Yes.
Let me remember how to do this. Assist, reveal letter. S.
Is it an S? Hold on. Let me count my spaces here. Showboat.
Oh,
that
you
that
know what?
racist shit.
It is Showboat. It has to be
Wow.
Showboat. It
How'd you get
fits.
that?
Okay.
Impressive.
Okay. Do you want to try early Hooper experiment or Todd Browning crime gang? It has an E and a T in it in
Okay,
places.
I do like me some crime movies. I'm trying to think of when Todd Browning was making films.
The 30s.
The 30s, literally.
Yeah, he directed Dracula.
Oh, okay.
1931 or whatever, Dracula.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
When you're right, you're
Well,
right.
and Todd Browning, he also did
Didn't you
Freaks.
do Freaks?
Yes, he
That's,
did.
that's what I was. And then you said Dracula, and I got.
It was Dracula, right? Am I wrong?
Oh,
Freaks for sure. I'm gonna check Dracula. I'm gonna fact check myself.
isn't that what it's called? Todd Browning's Freaks.
Yeah.
We have no
Dracula,
guesses in
yes.
chat for this one either.
So it's a long title too.
Very long.
It might start with the.
Give us some letters.
Yeah, because it's hard to find like an E right there unless it's a the.
I'm gonna see if it is.
Okay.
It's the first
Okay.
letter is T, so it's got to be a the. I'm
Heh,
thinking.
heh,
And in chat,
heh.
our logo is blocking like the last. You can't see it, but
The
Fine.
oh,
It's
logo.
gone. You happy?
Freaking chat.
Wait, who said that in the chat?
what?
Did someone say that in the chat?
Say what?
That the logo was blocking it?
No, I'm looking at our
Oh.
feed, and I can see that it's blocking chat.
Well, I mean, it could be.
Sorry, chat. Never mind. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
The something. The
The
Apple Dumpling
love
Gang.
bug.
The.
The.
Crime.
Do you want the first letter of the second word?
Yes.
Let's have it. Let's have it.
U.
The U?
The usual suspects.
Yeah.
Yes. Does it fit?
S-U-A-L.
No,
No.
because
Fuck.
of
Is it-
music of the heart.
Heart. The.
The unusual
I-
suspects.
The U's. The
Chat, you got to help us. You
No.
got to help us,
Where
chat.
the fuck are you,
I
chat?
know, Chad. You should
Well,
be
let's-
going on to
let's-
IMDb.
What do they say for
and-
this one?
While they're getting it, while they're going back to that, let's
have
go
a
back
letter?
to early Hooper experiment.
Let's have a
Yes.
letter.
I'm pretty sure, based on chat, that the second letter is G.
2 G's in a row.
Yes.
The
Egg.
egg?
Which would be a word.
Egg.
Egg.
The chicken and the egg? The egg?
Egg salad.
Egg.
Excellent.
Salent.
Egg salad.
Yes.
Excellent.
Egg
Egg.
salads.
Salad.
More
Egg.
than one egg salads.
What is an egg? What is an egg? Not an egg.
Oops. Shit.
Would you? So, would you like me to tell you the guess from Not a Scrod?
Sure.
Eggshells.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
No, is it good? Is it a good film?
And then tell me the truth. Not a Scrod. Did you like IMDb that, or
Did
is
you look
that a
that one up?
guess?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
from
no,
For 5 down.
No,
I
no
know
shame.
For
Yeah.
2 was a guess. 2 was in chat right away. But 5 down, I'm curious
one
if
is
that
2?
was a guess or if that was a Google.
the eggshell?
Oh.
The under.
Taker.
Is the next letter an N? Producer Scott?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
The
Oh.
under.
U-N-D.
How do you know?
Well, not as crud.
Oh,
Oh,
the uncle.
the uncle.
Actually, I think this will be more. I think this will be more fun if I tell you what the last word is,
Okay,
Okay.
and then you
okay.
can guess what the middle one is.
Somebody is losing their fucking minds right now.
That's all right.
The
Yeah,
last
no,
word
that's
is
what we
three.
want.
Yeah,
With them
sounds
So it's
good.
the
screaming.
Oh.
unsomething 3.
The unseen 3.
The unseen 3. So close. Some letters are incorrect.
Fuck you. The unclean.
Too many letters.
Shit.
The holy. That's a good one, Michael.
Nice.
Nice.
Michael came
Yay.
through clutch.
Michael knows things that are unholy.
Good job.
Wow.
I want to look up some of these movies.
Woo-wee.
We're sweating.
That was
It's hot and that was
not
stressful.
not our best performance.
Nope.
That was a tough puzzle.
It's because it was not horror.
I feel like you
Yeah,
guys
you need to
carried
stay in your
us.
lane.
Music of the heart.
remember
Now, if
something
there
you
was,
did with
if
an
there
egg.
were some romantic comedies, I might be able to help you with that.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
we
actually
could-
kind of proud that I figured out the M butterfly. As
That was very good,
Good
Scott.
job. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't realize that was Cronenberg, so
Right.
I did look it up. I was like, I looked up as M butterfly Cronenberg, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
What year was that? Do you know?
I feel like early 90s.
Oh, did we play?
Early and mid 90s.
I feel like we played that. At
Probably, yeah,
Lakeside
probably did.
then. Is that with Jeremy Irons?
Here they are. They're going down memory fucking lane
I don't
again.
know. He did Dead Ringers that we get. That was at Lakeside.
Hmm.
That was like 90 or
Anyway.
89 or something.
All right.
Anyway,
Cool.
hey, do we know if Army Beef is in the chat?
Yes.
Is he what? He's there?
He is there.
Hello, Army. Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
Army, can you hear me?
Army, say hi.
So, the next film that we are going to do is one that our good friend Mr. Army.
He's not here.
not there.
Good.
It's one that Mr. Army had suggested to us through his wonderful donations. Thank you very much, sir. We are doing Cat People.
Ooh.
Cat People.
Wait.
Not the original Cat People.
80s cat.
80s Cat People with Bowie. Not Bowie. He sings a song. Sorry.
Yeah. With
The guy and the girl.
The guy and the girl.
What's the girl's name who's in Cat People? What?
And it's
Paulina Poroscova? Is that who it was?
and Malcolm. Yeah.
Thank you. Malcolm McDowell. Thank you.
Yeah, 1982.
I can't even think of what I'm doing anymore in my life. 1982. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
If you
Cat.
looked at the screen, you'd see.
I know. I'm
He was on
trying to.
IMDb.
I was trying to look real quick to see where it's available to watch because I didn't check that.
Chat is faster than Google.
Natasha
They know.
Kinski.
Anyway, that is what's happening next. Other than that, Caleb.
You good?
Thank you, producer Scott, and for everyone to be. In chat tonight, we had Miss Movie Buff Cora, Vanilla Ken, Mindy Horror, Movie Addict, Mark Vision's Truth, Dr. Surprise, Tommy Levette, Zeno's Fruits, and of course, Mark
And the lurkies. The turkeys and the lurkies.
Cat People's on Amazon Prime.
So now.
Bye.
Bye.
That's right.